What's going on, everybody? It is Vinny here from the Elite Gaming Series, back again with a brand new Call of Duty Zombies commentary, and this one is very special today. So, as we all know, Mark Lamia gave his presentation at the DICE conference yesterday, talking about, beyond borders and things like that, and he talked about the process of how our Call of Duty Zombies mode we know and love has come to be. And I just watched it because I realized I woke up this morning and I go, shit, the conference happened yesterday, so that means Mark spoke. So I found the video on YouTube pretty quickly, and I watched it all, and I took some notes. I wanted to talk to you guys about kind of like a summary about what it was. So Treyarch, when Call of Duty World at War came out, was taking over the shoes of Infinity Ward and Call of Duty 4, which we all know was a massive game. But we learned that the way Zombies came to be was really not meant to be. It was a really odd way for Mark to manage a team like this. And let me get into the story. So the story is basically about how Call of Duty Zombies should not exist. Now, Treyarch wanted World at War to put them on the map because up until this point, they were in charge of games like Spider-Man and some of the older Call of Duties not many people really knew, because Call of Duty 4 is when the series really exploded. But Zombies was freely created by the co-op team during the development of this game, meaning they would code in Zombies after hours, and after they clocked out they just want to have some fun and blow off some steam. So this is what they decided to code. Mark never told them to stop coding this and get back to work like most studio heads probably would have done at the time. You got to remember, Call of Duty is a game where you had this is the first one they had the 2-year cycle on, and they're really trying to beat the timer and get this game out on time and things like that. And the last thing Mark needed his team to do was to have them kind of screw around and do things like that weren't really necessary. But anyways, Mark decided to go against every bone in his creative strategist body and decided to play the game first to see what the hype was. And he realized how amazing the mode was and decided to let it go, trusting his co-op team with the task of making this game awesome and burning it on the disc by the November that World at War came out. Soon, Activision project managers started, calling Mark and, wanted to test out this game and playing this game. And there was a point where he was getting emails from them about, not about real business stuff, but just being like, yo, I got to round 20, and blah, 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 and like all this really cool stuff. You can really tell that the mode was a real success for the project managers, because they were having fun with it, and that's what you need. You have to create a fun game, and there was nobody really doubting Zombies mode. I shouldn't say there was nobody doubting it. There were a couple people doubting it, but it was getting a lot of good press within Activision, to the point of where it would be silly not to release this game on the disc. So in the end, they decided to launch the mode as an Easter egg, not as its own, second mode or third mode at the time, for two reasons. One, they wanted the most faithful people to play the mode. You want the people who beat the campaign to unlock the mode at the end and really enjoy it, because that's like kind of the crowd they want. They don't want the people who will play the mode once and just be like, oh, this sucks, and stop playing it and never play it again. And then the other one was that they didn't want to interfere with the game they built up for the past couple months and years. They built this game forever, and they had their original co-op mode, which was the 4-player campaign, but they didn't want that to really hinder what they've done up until this point. So they decided to release Zombies at the end of the game as an Easter egg at the very end, when everything else that they worked up and built this entire time has been said and done. Finally, we know Zombies was back with Nocto and Tilton, with the 4 soldiers trapped in a bunker and all this stuff. But the studio really finally decided to dive into Zombies when DLC started dropping. And this is where the stories and the Easter eggs and all the mechanics of Zombies that we know and love today really came about. So fans basically wanted this mode. Treyarch wanted this mode to come out. Everybody in the studio loved the mode. why wouldn't fans love it? And they did. They wanted more. Once they beat the game and they unlocked Knock, they wanted more than that, because the mode was awesome. It had so much potential to it, and it was kind of that. So fast forward to World at War and we get to Black Ops 2. It finally became the formal third mode, because you had the campaign, you had the multiplayer, and then you had zombies. Now, the very interesting thing that happened with Black Ops 2 was that marketing didn't really like the idea of calling zombies their third mode. If you notice, there weren't really many trailers or anything for zombies and Black Ops until after the game came out and all this kind of stuff. And you would think that because you didn't get the press out on the game, that it would be a terrible business venture, and that you wouldn't get the hype that you wanted. But what happened with zombies, and why I love this community of zombie slayers so much, is that it actually worked the opposite. Not marketing zombies actually let fans think about it and provide Treyarch with their ideas. They were creating fiction on forums and websites and Reddit and all these different places when social media was really starting to get its boom back in 2010. So you got to realize, not talking about zombies gave fans, their place to create, story and create fiction and create all these different things that Treyarch was able to listen to, and in turn deliver what the fans wanted. And Treyarch even rewarded the community since they were giving them ideas like that, with things such as the music and the Easter eggs and all, etc., because of how amazing this community is. This was at the time where people started doing what I do and posting zombies and commentating over it on YouTube, and it's just such a big and awesome thing to really spearhead and have the community drive. Basically, this mode would not have happened if our community isn't the community that it is, because I love the zombies community and the fact that it's so passionate about this one mode and about the story and all this kind of thing. And as you can see now, it has an absolutely massive cult following. You go on any Reddit, you go on any forum, and dedicated forums, and there are epic forums and big forums and all this kind of stuff. And there's some really cool things about zombies that some other games don't have. So at the end of his presentation, Mark provided us with 4 takeaways in order to break borders, because that's what this conference did in the first place. The first was that when there's something special and you have confidence in it, go for it, because again, if you follow the book and you follow the rules, this mode would not even be in existence today. I would not be talking about this. I would not be doing YouTube possibly at all, but I definitely wouldn't be doing it on Call of Duty Zombies. And because Mark performed a gut check back in the day, and he went for it, and it paid off massively. It probably would have been one of his biggest mistakes as a community manager and a production manager in his career if he had not decided to go for it. The next thing he decided to do was give fans questions, not answers, and most importantly, give them something to play with, because that's where he got so many of his ideas. That's where he got what we wanted. That's where he really kind of took zombies. He took it where we wanted it to go. And, he wasn't saying this is what zombies is going to be. He was just kind of leaving it there, leaving it up to speculation, even like I'm sure he is right now. He's leaving it just there to have us listen and have us, kind of make our own. Because you gotta remember, this game is practically managed by the community, because so many things happen on it. It gets all its big publicity from the community on YouTube and Reddit and all this kind of stuff. And he left us with the 4th and final one, which is the most important thing. He always said that there's always room to innovate. Don't go with, don't go with what you're supposed to do all the time. Don't Call of Duty has been renowned to be similar by some other people that are more casual about the game. But you realize every installment that comes out, there's innovation. We have the exosuits in Advanced Warfare right now. Zombies came out back in World at War. Extinction came out back in Ghost, and that was the only good thing about Ghost. We're not going to talk about that right now. There's always room to make it your own. Even with YouTube, with me, not a lot of guys spearhead zombies like I do, and I make it the point of my channel to make it, kind of zombies related, more or less. And it's just what I do, and it's what you do, and it's what you base. That's just the key, because innovation makes it your own. And in the end, he talked about how him and Treyarch are excited to carry on with the fans in the future, and then walked off stage, kind of saying like, we can't wait to do what we do with zombies back in our next game. And that's kind of the end of the presentation. It was more or less just how it came to be and how much it shouldn't have come to be in the first place. And it's just a really cool concept to really think about and really dive into and really know now, because I never knew this story up until I rolled out Bet this morning and watched the video. And I mean, if you guys want to watch the video, by all means, Google it or YouTube it. Just Mark Lamia Dice 2015, and you can probably find it fairly easily. It's such an awesome mode because of how it came to be and what it is now, and how driven it is by our community. Because not a lot of games have as big of a following as Call of Duty, and Call of Duty, like co-op with zombies, has such a massive following all on its own that you can honestly market a game on zombies and release it. And that's kind of what I hope that they do, like a next gen collection. But I'm not getting into that right now. Basically, you guys know how the game works, how the community is, and stuff like this is why I like being part of a community as awesome as you guys, because it's refreshing. It's we're not run by the establishment. If you want to go that route, we decide our own fate in that sense. We decide how zombies is. We decide how much we like it. We decide all these different things, and that's what makes zombies zombies, because of us. Anyways, that's kind of all I had to say right now about this. I want to talk about this presentation because I thought it was really informative, and I agree all you guys should at least go ahead and watch it once. It's about 20 minutes-ish. But yeah, so I hope you kind of liked my summary. If you did, please remember to leave a like rating if you think I deserve it. Remember to subscribe. As I said, I do zombies all the time. And until next time, guys, I've been Vinny from the Elite Gaming Series. Peace.